Hello, and welcome to the Vlogging Pod. Over the weekend in Chicago, the city found itself at the center of a rapidly escalating conflict between federal immigration agents, local police, and protesters. What unfolded wasn't a single chaotic event, but a chain of confrontations that stretched across multiple neighborhoods, leaving behind a haze of tear gas and confusion about who exactly was in charge. At the center of all of it was Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, whose ongoing operation known as Midway Blitz turned parts of the city into what residents and reporters have described as a war zone. It began late Friday in Logan Square area where witnesses captured video of a federal immigration agent rolling down a vehicle window and throwing a tear gas canister onto a crowded street. The footage spread quickly, showing residents choking and fleeing as the gas drifted across sidewalks and storefronts. No local law enforcement was leading this operation, and the public outrage over such force spread online almost immediately. Later that same night, another operation took place in the South Shore neighborhood where federal agents repelled from helicopters and stormed apartment complexes, according to residents and local officials. Several families, including U.S. citizens, were zip-tied and detained as ICE searched for suspects allegedly connected to gang activity. Helicopters and flashbangs could be heard across the district, while Chicago police officers were kept on the perimeter and not included in the raid itself. By Saturday morning, protests had gathered in Bryanton Park after reports that Border Patrol agents working under ICE's command opened fire after being boxed in by vehicles. Federal officials later described it as self-defense, while witnesses said a woman who was shot had not been armed. Chicago police were eventually dispatched, but only to direct traffic and secure the area, not to lead or assist in the federal response. As the day wore on, tensions reaching a breaking point. At the Broadview ICE facility, protests swelled and ICE agents deployed tear gas, pepper balls, and smoke grenades to disperse the crowd. In the confusion, several Chicago police officers were caught in the gas clouds alongside protesters, coughing and disoriented as they tried to clear traffic and protect bystanders. That moment was caught on camera, showing local officers being treated no differently than civilians caught in the chaos. The fallout deepened later that night when an internal Chicago Police Department dispatch appeared to show a message telling officers not to respond to a call for help from ICE agents who claimed they were surrounded. Some police sources said their leadership had ordered them to stand down. CPD's public statement later insisted they had responded, but only for public safety and traffic control. The conflicting accounts left rank and file officers frustrated and unsure of where the line of command truly stood. By Sunday, Illinois Governor J.P. Pritzker publicly condemned the federal operations, saying they had turned Chicago neighborhoods into an active war zone. He also made clear that the state of Illinois was prepared to legally challenge any attempt to deploy federal troops or National Guard forces without the state's consent. His comments reflected a larger political rift, one where state leaders accused federal agencies of acting without coordination, leaving city police and residents to deal with the fallout. Across the weekend, Chicago police found themselves in impossible positions, presented by powerless. They were sent to manage crowds, protect property, and ensure safety, yet often found themselves exposed to tear gas from operations they didn't authorize and couldn't control. The federal agents running Operation Midway Blitz answered only to Washington, leaving city leadership scrambling to explain the images of both protesters and police choking side by side in the same glass of tears. And today's podcast sources come from federal immigration agent throws tear gas canister in Logan Street Square, CBS News. Military-style ICE raid on Chicago apartment building showing escalation in Trump's crackdown, Time magazine. Border Patrol agents shoot women in Chicago as protesters confront immigration personnel, Reuters. ICE tear gasses Chicago police during clash with protesters, Newsweek. Chicago police ordered not to help ICE agents. Tension rise between agencies. Newsweek. Using helicopters and chemical agents, immigration agents become increasingly aggressive in Chicago. Associated Press. Thank you for listening. Until next time, bye-bye for now.